Nice, cool, crisp October morning, about 30 degrees, and finally had our first frost, which is good. Get rid of all the bugs and all the other nonsense. We are, apologize for the dirty windows, we got a little drizzle on yesterday, but we are doing a 30 acres here, right off the Oakland Ashmore Road. For those of you who are familiar with the area, we did about 160 acres yesterday. We do have 2 corn heads now, and we've hired 2 trucks, so 2 corn heads, 4 trucks, and 2 grain carts when we can. Normally just 1 grain cart, and sometimes you have to hop back and forth just because of lack of manpower. So we decided to go ahead, we're renting the 2nd corn head. We decided to go ahead and do that because of the good stretch of weather we're gonna have for the next at least 10 days. So we wanted to get as much done as possible since we're already a little bit later. It's October 16th. Not terrible, but at this rate, we should be done in 10 days, which would be amazing. So it's kind of what we're doing today. We were gonna go to 150 acres after this, but it was planted almost our last field and it's still 18% or better. Hand shelled it, so may have to wait on that just because it'll be too wet. But we're gonna move down to Raritan, I think, after we get done with this 30. And we got quite a few big acres down there, so we'll try to get that knocked out while we have these trucks available to us, which will be great. So get as much done as possible. Okay, well, I got all the trucks wrangled around. We got one guy driving our trucks, or one of our trucks. He's helped us before, mainly work ground and running an auger cart, so he's never driven a truck for us before, so he's kind of learned a few things. And then the other guys, obviously, they just come from here, there, and yonder, and gotta tell them exactly where we need them and everything, which is fine because they don't know. So got those guys all lined out. John and I are in both carts now, heading down towards this end because both combines will be full. I'll be hopping in our truck after a while because we'll have to run all 4 trucks with 4 drivers so they'll be able to stay caught up, which is all right. Jonathan might struggle a little bit because these are pretty long rows. If I get back and there's a truck waiting, I'll hop in this cart, help him out, but it is what it is. We're moving a lot of bushels. It's only 2 8 rows, but we're pretty fortunate that the corn yields have been good this year. So I'm sure I'll be jumping around a little bit. This video might stretch into tomorrow just because I might not be able to do a whole lot of filming, but that's okay. So hopefully everything goes well, get this knocked out, and then get moved to a big field later and really be able to move some bushels. This cooler temperatures really makes me happy. Past few days it's been feel really nice. I think today's high is only supposed to be like 50 or 51 too, something like that. That'll be great. It's been unseasonably warm, up pushing 80 for like the past 2 weeks. It's supposed to be cool here for a few days and then warm back up into the 70s, but not terrible. So I can't complain. We're not having any rain. What was that, 3 years ago? We had all sorts of rain. We're running really late. We ran 2 corn heads then. So, and this year really this is kind of our test with these 2 corn heads to figure out exactly what logistics are going to be. If we want to end up buying another 8 row and either buying another truck and hiring one, because you got to have 4 trucks for 2 corn heads, or going to 1 12 row and having another truck, having 3 trucks. I think we could be able to stay caught up. Seeing if we need a bigger grain cart, 1 big grain cart, 2 smaller carts, all just kind of a test, so we'll see. But definitely need 4 corn heads, or 4 trucks for 2 corn heads, because yesterday we were barely able to keep up. So these 2 trucks are actually dispatched through ADM, so unfortunately that corn does have to go to ADM from those 2 trucks. Obviously our 2 trucks to go elsewhere, so when we get moved over to Raritan, we might send our 2 trucks to TGM just because we're literally going to be right next to the elevator, and then the 2 ADM trucks will go, because actually yesterday ADM closed at 5, and that was really, we consider the 2nd day of harvest, because it just seemed like people were really getting started on, or corn harvest that is, on corn that we could see. So I don't know, elevators might be tricky again this year, but makes it nice having options at least. Busy, busy. I know there's quite a few guys out there who run 2 combines, but we run them in beans clearly, but in beans is a lot less bushels than corn, so always doing a lot of running around, especially in the grain carts. Trying to position yourself in the field where you're most efficient. Really helps things out, so elevator will probably be all right for a couple hours this morning. Enough to get this field done. I may not even have to hop in that other truck, but we'll see how things go. Be nice to run 2 grain carts for as much as possible, just because it's less you got to run than the one is hard. But you know, we like to be easy on our equipment.
I think I can make it to the end and get turned around.
Don't want any unnecessary breakdowns. I know there's lots of guys out there who run as hard as they can, but to each their own. So we finally got the trucks up and going. Got 2 on their way now. And as I was saying earlier, just don't know exactly how things are done. One guy turned in at the wrong spot in the field and got hung up on the ditch, but we were able to get him pulled out easily. Semi trucks, they tend to spin out easily anyway, but Jarlin just hooked up to him with the strap and pickup and gave him a little tug, and off he went. So but hopefully today's a big day. Like I said, get this 30 done, then move on to, I don't know, we got quite a few options there across the river, so we'll just have to see. Onto the truck now. Surprisingly, got caught up. We're literally like 2 miles from the elevator. But that's the story of ADM for you, so what can you do? Just probably got about 2 rounds left here, then we'll be done and moving. There's no line here. I'm second truck to weigh in, but Isaac was saying that I think they sent them all the other 3 trucks to the same pit, and that pit does dump a little bit slower, especially once it gets filled up, so that must have been the hang up. But looks like our truck should be dumping now, and then our other truck's right behind him. So we'll get all there, get everything loaded up, and hopefully everything fits on these 4 loads, and then we can start getting equipment moved. On the road now. For those of you who don't know, moving all this equipment can be quite the logistics, not problem, but you have to think it out. Especially for if you don't have a man for every piece of equipment, that can definitely get tricky. But we're moving 2 combines and a cart down here now. Each of the hired trucks, they just stay in their truck, obviously. One's probably, well, one's right behind me and the other one's behind him a little ways, I think. He had one last load to take in. And then we got a cart and a semi left back at the field, so Jonathan and Isaac will probably hop back here in this pickup and go get them real quick. Luckily, we're moving not too far away as far as Raritan goes. We're just south of Raritan, and then the farm stuff we farm is on south and then west of there. So this is one of the northern fields. It's 160 acres. So it's 10:30 now, so that'll keep us busy for the rest of the day. We do have a bin on site here, so if Luke decides to store some of that, we could probably get it all done today, which would be really nice, but not sure what all he's got in mind. Just have to see what happens, but we'll get this stuff moved around, and I'll update you once we get rolling, because that'll probably take a bit. Getting this start of this 160 knocked out. This is actually a 40 right here, and then the 120 is it butts right up to it, but the rows go different directions. We get this 40 done first, and then we'll move over there to the 120 section of it. But just got word from ADM. It is 12:30, they're closing at 5. Go figure. Our 2 trucks are going to TGM in Fairgrange, which is just a few miles down the road. The trucks for hire are going to go to ADM, which is 10 miles away, I think. Something like that. So that's unfortunate, because once they're done, we're basically down to 1 combine. We do have a bin here that we're going to put, I think it's 12,000 bushels. Nothing too crazy, so we're going to fill it up, but it's unfortunate that we just can't really roll until 7 p.m. totally. It's kind of ridiculous that ADM has closed it down after just a few days of really people hitting hard. And corn, their 2 of the 3 ground piles are basically full, so you know they're filling up. And they don't seem to get trains very regularly, unfortunately, but what are you going to do? And, of course, they're the ones who have got the better prices right now, so we do have to, basically, it's the smart thing to do to go there. We talked to some managers at different TGMs, and they said, yeah, everyone's complaining, and that all the farmers should call down to their main office down in Effingham, which I think some people have. So, I don't know, maybe they'll bump stuff up a little bit, but I'd say I'm probably going to have to stay in the truck here just because it's going to take a while for those guys at ADM to get back. Plus, there's probably a little bit of a line like normal. So, I won't bore you guys too much with me talking in the truck all the time. Like I said, maybe wait till tomorrow when I'm running a grain car or combine. So, see how that goes. Although, if we do start dumping in the auger, that's something I could show you. Nothing special there, but roll with what we got. TGM here in Fairgrange got their second scale and scale house opened up, which is good, so that really speeds things up. Just kind of make a loop like you normally would, and beforehand we were having to obviously share a scale with the inbound and outbound, but they're definitely making improvements, which is good. So 2 pits now and 2 scales, so it's really speeding things up. It's now 3:15. Dad and Luke are plugging along on that 120. I'm getting ready to go get the auger, waiting on Luke's wife. She's going to come down here at some point and pick me up, and then I'll go back and get that. Take me probably 40 to 45 minutes to drive it over here, and then we'll get it set up and be ready to go so we can start dumping into it when ADM's trucks are done, which will probably be here in about, I don't know, they might get maybe 1 more load a piece. I'd say 1 more load a piece for sure, then that'll probably be it. So it is what it is. We'll get that 12,000 bushel bin filled up, no problem, but at least we're doing something. It is now right at 5 o'clock. Just got the auger lined up and dumping the first load. Just gonna have to stick to 1 combine now. Won't be able to keep up, especially since we're dumping in the bin. We're still sending 1 truck to the elevator. They stay open till 7, which is good. But we also need about 48 acres or something like that to fill this bin. So we can't, make sure we need to leave a little bit. Can't do too much, but not sure how much we got done. Decent chunk. These are pretty long rows. So we left this little bit right here close to the bin. That way I don't have to cart it so far. Goes all the way down there, close to, maybe pushing half a mile. Don't know if it quite is or not, but that cart's full. That truck is empty, and Jonathan's out there getting the load now, so he'll probably dump that on there. We'll get this cart emptied off of here, and then might have to do some math and see what all needs to be done. hopped in this cart to go pick up Luke. He went ahead and made it around. Isaac's getting back pretty quick with that other truck, so he's keeping the stuff away from that other combine more than I thought he would, actually. So might be able to use, I got a shadow right on my face. Might be able to use Luke's combine a little bit, or both combines I should say, and bump up our efficiency, which would be good. So I'm gonna pick him up and probably just go ahead and get a cart load, because I got the truck empty, this cart's empty. So the cart load, start dumping it, and go from there. I think we got enough left that one truck might be able to keep going to the elevator, so that'll probably help us a little bit. Well, you can see Meg's right there. Just pulled in a supper. Got everything up here by the bin. Stop and eat. It's about 6:15. Probably could have got another load in. Isaac just left with his. He probably could have gotten back and got another one in, but that's all right. I need to make sure we got enough for this bin, so I'm gonna stop, eat supper, and I'll be right back. Still going. It's only about 7:15, but as you can see, it gets pretty dark pretty early now. So we're just running run combine because it's all we can keep up with. So I don't know, we might go, I'm not gonna go super late. Maybe another hour, just cause we got some maintenance and stuff to do in the morning. So we'll get up pretty early and get on that. Make sure we get some nice sleep. We've been going at it pretty hard the past couple days, so that'll be all right. We've gotten probably 160 acres done today, which is a good day. So definitely can't complain about that. I'm just sitting here babysitting the auger, grain cart sitting in there. It's empty now, so hopefully Jonathan will come top it off, and I'll just keep filling her up. So after we quit for tonight, we're gonna move the equipment, or just the combines I should say. Got a farm lot about a mile and a half down the road. Got our fuel there, so we'll fuel up and do our morning maintenance there, park our trucks there, and go from there. So see you when we get this stuff moved. It's just before 10 now, just got home, so we ran a little bit later than what we all were thinking, but got everything filled up, so we'll be ready to dump in the morning, which will be good. But that's all she's gonna be for this video. I seriously do appreciate you guys watching, and if you would feel so obliged to comment or subscribe, that'd be great. We'll see you at the next one.